Hey, welcome back. Fallout 4 Part 9. We just finished going through Fort Hagen and we took out Kellogg, who was the person that stole our son. We also learned that maybe our son isn't quite the way we remember him. And then as we got out of Fort Hagen, this new group, the Brotherhood of Steel, have arrived. I mean, I guess they're not entirely new, right? Because we met Paladin Dance at the Cambridge Police Station. So that's his larger group. They've now entered the Commonwealth, and they're looking to make a place for themselves. So I think in this episode, I don't know if we're going to keep up with the story, but maybe we'll look into, following along with the Brotherhood and see what they're up to. There's also the Freedom Trail. That could be interesting. And then we have some stuff from the Minutemen. Yeah, we have a lot of different stuff that we could do right now. And then a few of the random quests that we've picked up along the way too. Check detective cases. Yeah, you know what? Maybe let's go clear out the Starlight Drive-In. We'll help out Preston and make him happy, and then after that, maybe we'll go talk to Nick Valentine, and we'll tell him what happened. I think that's that's a good start. The blimp with like the spotlights shining down, it never gets old. I couldn't imagine like living in the wasteland and having that fly overhead. That would be something else. Can you actually go in here? Yeah, we picked up a lot of stuff inside Fort Hagen, so I'm gonna try to not pick up too much stuff. Man, Kellogg is very wasteful with his cigars. It's always so weird when you think that you've found something new that you haven't seen before. I've probably played hundreds of hours of this game, and I can't say for sure I've ever seen this random trailer park. Oh, neat. Yeah, their arrival's pretty fun because now those little tiny helicopters that were flying alongside it, they'll just randomly spawn in and they'll kind of patrol the wasteland, and like Brotherhood members will like drop down in their power armor and they'll kind of help clean up the wasteland. As long as we don't mess with them, it'll be like a net benefit. So. I've been blown up by that way too many times. As much as I like the radio, I'm going to turn that off because I think you can get... copyrighted for that music since it's actual copywritten stuff, music. I think I've only built up this location maybe once or twice. This is a really cool one. Especially because it has its own water. It feels kind of lame cheesing it. I feel like every time a bunch of enemies come, I try to like hop up onto a car or something, but it beats the alternative. Nice. Yeah, so each of the potential places that you can settle will have like a random thing that you have to do, whether it's, you know, help out the residents that already live there, or you know, clear out whatever enemies have taken residence.
Yes.
And in this case, it was just a handful of mole rats. The chalk is made of asbestos, apparently. I'm always so torn. Like, I like the idea of completely stripping down the area, but then I don't know, leaving some of the stuff up is pretty fun too. I feel like it gives a little bit of personality. Alright, so this water is radioactive until you get rid of all the barrels. Alright, so I think eventually that will start to clear up. Yeah, maybe I won't destroy all the cars. Maybe I'll leave a bunch of the cars. I think that adds a little bit of personality to the site. But I'll take down the light poles and maybe a bunch of the trees, but not all of them. Yeah, and then like any of the stuff that you're just not going to see, I'll get rid of too. Can't get out of build mode. Yeah, I was torn on this episode. I kind of wanted to just like do maybe a side quest or two, maybe build up some settlements, but then I was thinking from, you know, realistically, like if you're a mom and you're going after your son, I mean, I really don't think you're going to be stopping for anything, right? So like from a mild role play perspective, it doesn't really feel like it fits. But a change of pace is never a bad thing either, though. So I can't. Okay, here we go. Man, this is really... it's very unhappy. There we go. The other thing that I always want to do, like I feel like I always build up Sanctuary, and then, you know, even if I build up other settlements, I never actually send people there. But I always picture like rehoming everybody. Or I feel like I've seen online too, like I'll see people play through, they'll throw all of the potential companions they'll put in one location. And I always think that looks pretty funny, because you'll have like all the named characters like who can walk around with you, and they're all hanging out in the exact same place, manning like, you know, a particular settlement. And that sounds pretty funny. Yeah, all sorts of good stuff here.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Fusion core. Man, the lights are such great resources. You get the best stuff out of them. Yeah, steel, rubber, fuses. I think that's enough breaking down for now. I don't know if I'll actually end up sending anybody here, but for now we might as well build up some defenses. Because I think raiders will attack regardless. Yeah, we can build 3 miles, we'll do that. And we'll spread them out too. I don't know what direction the enemies will come in if they do come. Alright, cool. I don't know if I want to waste the perk points, but eventually you can take enough perks in Charisma to the point that you can... Alright, so I don't have enough oil. But you can have your, like all your resources that you use to build, you can have them split up all between your different settlements. And that's really helpful too. Alright, so we have 1 bed. Yeah, maybe I'll just leave it like this. Yeah, alright, so I'm gonna fast travel to... Oh, you have to make a recruitment beacon too. I'm not sure if we're gonna have the right stuff for that. So that is in logic gates, miscellaneous power. Alright, so I can actually make a recruitment beacon. The question is, can I power it once I make it? Alright, so that needs 1 power. Cool. Alright, so I'll try to be a little forward thinking and I'll build a large generator. Man, the building's being really finicky today. Alright, so now we have a signal telling people that this is a safe place to live. So maybe we'll start seeing some people move in here. And that can be beneficial. Cool. Alright, so I'm going to go fast travel back to Preston and tell him about the fact that we did that. Maybe we'll... Oh, you know what? I bet we'll level up too, so we'll get another perk point to spend, which is good. And I'll clean up all the different stuff that we've picked up too. Alright, so we have too many pistols. already have one of these, so I'll break that down too. Another pistol. Cool. Alright, so that's good for that. And then I think we picked up some extra armor that we don't need to. Alright, so I don't think I'm going to use the Raider stuff yet. But I did get this piece. I mean, if I wanted to do all matching, I mean, I already have a legendary piece. Yeah, I don't know if I want to think about that yet. I might just put those away for now. Alright, I don't know, part of me wants to keep this in case, like, I'm in a fight and I need some extra damage resistance, but I feel like I'll never remember to put it on. Alright, Kellogg's outfit, mechanic. And then we also got some plants, some food that we can plant too. Carrying a lot of different stuff. Alright, we don't need 4 stealth boys. Oh, you know what? I wanted the steaks. Whoops. I'll just take 3 of them though. So I can build 4 of these. Alright, one thing I like to do sometimes is consolidate some of the farming. Yeah, maybe, let's see what I can do. Warehouse and a barn. It's funny, the warehouse looks more like a barn to me than the barn does. Sensitive. Man, I gotta, like, after I play this today, I'm gonna Google whether or not Marcy and June are related. Like, are they brother and sister, or are they husband and wife? Because Marcy's she's a little rude. And I don't think our boy June deserves that. Are the doors like side specific? It's kind of weird. Yeah, so it might be counterintuitive. Maybe the plants. I've heard that they like sun and water, but instead we'll just throw them inside here. maybe Marcy will be kinder if she doesn't have to work out in the sun. Alright, so now I'll take... all the food she was goofing around with. Put inside here. If it'll let me. Okay, cool. And then before Marcy runs away, I'll grab her. Cool. So apparently I have two. That's weird. I would have sworn like a minute ago it said I only had one of these, but now I have two. I wonder if I can already harvest them. No, you can't harvest them. But it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like as these grow, I can pick them, and then I'll be able to plant them more and more. All right, so we need corn too. It's probably a more efficient way that you can set these up. That's weird. Now it's saying I can only plant 3 corn. I could plant 4 a second ago. Nope, now it's back up to 4. So weird. Not corn, carrots rather. So sensitive. Oh, okay. Alright, what else do we have? Gourds. What I really am trying to do, I mean, I want to get food and everything for the settlers, but like I want to have a relatively... Alright, corn, nut fruit, purified water, and potatoes. Alright, so I gotta plant some of those potatoes too. But then I'll be able to make my own adhesive, and I feel like that's gonna come in handy maybe later on. It's very specific about where it wants these plants. This might even be more than Marcy can handle. Alright, so you do that. Oh, you know what? And now I can tell Preston what to do. Nice. Yeah, there was a time where I couldn't tell him what to do. It must have been locked behind like a certain amount of
I cleared out that
questing.
spot you sent me to and set up a radio beacon there.
That's great news. Once folks have some place to call their own, they'll be willing to help defend it. As usual, I have something else for you to look into. I'll mark it on your map. We'll find out what they need. We can use more settlements supporting the cause.
County Crossing. I forget which one that is. Alright, so the other thing I'm going to do too is I'm going to make... So I'm pretty sure Mama Murphy wants a chair, but maybe that doesn't happen until... Maybe I need to talk to her a bunch. Or maybe it's a decoration. Okay. Alright, well, for now we'll just, we'll ignore that. Oh, cool. Alright, so I can build some cool stuff too, now that I'm taking different perks that I'm not used to. Yeah, let's hook them up with a bunch of power. So I forget how to... Oh, cool, here we go. Yeah, I think it's like this. Yeah, this is nice. I kind of wanted to just like chill out a little bit and give these people some love. I wonder if that's getting in the way. Alright, stack of tires can go away. We don't need that anymore. Yeah, kind of clean this up a little bit. Make this look more like an actual place you might want to live. Maybe I'll more properly split up my gear too. Alright, so I'll take all the clothes. Maybe I'll even break some of the stuff down. This will be like a little spring cleaning episode, maybe. But I'll still remember to go talk to reader. Left leg. Alright, so we don't need 2 left legs. So I wonder if you can wear armor over the mechanic jumpsuit. Post uniform. Cool. All right. And then yeah, let's take all these. We'll leave the fat man, we'll leave the flare gun. Yeah, we have so much stuff that we just don't need. Alright, we don't have any Molotovs, so let's take those 2. Yeah, wow, we've like, no surprise, but we've been hoarding. We've been hoarding a bunch. Short hunting rifle.
Please. I need to be alone right now.
June, how dare you? I was just sticking up for you the other day.
Our little sanctuary revival project is really getting take my mind off.
Yeah, that was intense. All right. We'll take the bottle cap mine just in case. I'll leave a couple of the frag mines, or frag grenades rather. Kellogg's pistol we don't need. The revolver rifle we don't need. Arguable, I don't think we need the pulse grenades really, but I think we are at the level that we'll start seeing a lot more robots. It's bizarre why we're wicked heavy right now. Yeah, I think I'm just carrying too much stuff per usual.
Try to make myself useful. No one.
Alright, and then I think we did pick up maybe 1 or 2 comic books while we were out and about. Cool. Oh, we have a bunch of bobbleheads too.
Wants to see a grown man feeling sorry for himself. Huh.
Man, I love collecting these and like seeing the thing fill up. Is Marcy still... Yeah, what does everybody think about banishing Marcy to the wasteland? I think it's time. Alright, let's sleep until... yeah, we'll sleep till like 7. It's so weird. Why is this? This makes me think that one of the wandering traders is here, but they're just not here though, which is really weird. Alright, and then I think the last thing I'll do for now is I'll give this house some electricity too. What the radius is. I don't know. I think the light bulbs will light up though if they're in the right... Yes, like that's too far away. Interesting. These lights kill me. I don't know why they put the connector. So the connector for that's on the top. That actually might look pretty clean. Yeah, it's a start. It looks, you know, a little more modern. Yeah, I gotta give this guy a job too. Maybe he can help Marcy, actually. Maybe he can help her farm. Or is this all spoken for? She's basically doing everything by herself. Nah, see, she's not doing the carrots and stuff. So now everything's spoken for. So now we have 8 food. So we have 18 between food and water, plus another 5 people. Yeah, so I think our defense is a little off. We might want to add some more defense before we take off to go see Nick Valentine. I can build one laser turret, that's kind of neat. I don't think I've built a lot of those in the past. Yeah, let's do that. We'll build a laser turret. Yeah, I'll do a little raised area right here. I'm sure this doesn't do anything technically, but I think it just looks a little more appealing. So we have like a nice little area covered between that turret and the new laser turret, and then we have the turret down by the water too. Yeah, so I think maybe we're still kind of out of order. Like I think our defense may be still too low, but this should be fine enough to defend against most things that are going to happen. Cool. All right, so yeah, we built up Sanctuary a little bit more, and we got a level up, so maybe we'll spend that. So, and it's not the flashiest perk to take, but I think I'm going to take the first rank of Sneak. That way, the next time we level up, I can take the second, and then I won't have to deal with setting off traps in the on the ground that I can't see or hear with my audio lag. I think that'll save me some annoying deaths. And being hard to find is, that's never a bad choice, right? Cool. All right, so I'm going to, before we travel, I'm just going to settle our health up. We have a little bit of radiation. Cool. All right, so that'll get us good to go. And let's fast travel down to Diamond City. And we'll go tell Valentine what we ran into and what we ended up finding. That'll push the story a little bit further. Yeah, mechanical man at sea. So now we're high enough.
The Brotherhood of Steel. Why are they here?
That's pretty cool. I wonder why, like canonically, like why would he know about the Brotherhood of Steel? I mean, I guess they were blaring it over the loudspeaker the whole time, so maybe he just knows it from that, but it almost sounded like he knew more that he was letting on.
Come on, Nikki. I'm just asking for your opinion. It'd be a great quote.
She's my client, Piper. Why don't you learn not to snoop on a woman's private affairs?
Well, well, speak of the devil.
You're back. And not with your son. What happened?
You were right, Nick. Kellogg took my baby. That wasn't all. He was working with the Institute. He gave them Sean.
The Institute? Oh, boy.
I'm sorry, friend. Truly. That makes things considerably more complicated.
He ain't kidding. Heck, Nick's a synth, and even he doesn't know how to get in.
No synth does. Security protocols strip those memories out.
I need to find a way.
I've been investigating these creeps for over a year now. The Commonwealth's boogeyman. Feared and hated by everyone.
True enough.
Sometimes they snatch people in the middle of the night, and sometimes they leave old synths behind to remind us that they're out there, but to this day, there's one thing nobody really knows.
Where the Institute actually is. Or how to get in.
Exactly. But there's one person who has to know, right? The guy who just handed them Sean.
Kellogg. Huh.
Whatever you're thinking, it doesn't matter. He's dead.
Yeah. Figures the Institute's only man on the outside wouldn't be the type to be taken alive.
So, a murderer and a kidnapper gets his brains blown out by an avenging parent. Huh. Be a great ending if we didn't still have the biggest mystery in the Commonwealth to solve.
He wasn't gonna talk. Even if I had a way of bringing him alive.
Gets his brains blown out. Huh. His brains. You know, we may not need the man at all.
You're talking crazy here, Nick. Got
Trying to be a little
fall from
quiet
the
while
old
they talk.
Subroutines?
Look, there's a place in Goodneighbor called the Memory Den. Relive the past moments in your mind as clear as the day they happened. If anyone could get a dead brain to sing, it'll be Dr. Amari. The mind behind the memories.
I hope you're right, Nick.
Let's see. I guess we're gonna need a piece of Kellogg's brain. Enough gray matter to bring to Amari and find out if this is going to work.
Jesus, Nick. Gross. Seriously?
I know it's grisly, but what choice do we have? We got no leads, nothing. That old Merc's brain just might have all the secrets we need to know.
Actually,
Imagine like not
think
picking
I
up the
already
piece
heard
off of
something.
Kellogg and getting to this point. I wonder if
Kellogg
that happened to
had
anybody,
this-
and then they had to go all the
this
way back
thing
to Fort
attached
Hagen
to
and
his
go
head.
through it.
Cybernetics, huh? We may have just won the lottery.
Whether we're riding this crazy brain train or not, we can't all go running across the Commonwealth, so... Who's coming with you?
I have to go to the memory den either way, if I'm going to introduce you to Amari. But if you want to head there together, just say so.
I'll head there on my own.
All right. See you at the den. Don't worry. We're gonna get your boy back. Just a few more steps.
Well, you two are out. I'm gonna...
I love the
get some
little
more
Vault
Oh,
Boy
yeah.
animations that they did for all the missions.
Perfect.
Oh, that's cool. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
That one worth reading?
The old trench coat that I dropped. It's funny. Who knows how long it'll take to get there, but at the end of this series, I'd love to play something else. I'd love to play like Skyrim or the new Oblivion remaster, or even, I don't know if it would really lend itself well to a stream or a series, I guess, but
If you're interested.
giving
I've got a
Starfield
few
another shot
minutes
would
to
be really
browse.
fun.
Something for everyone.
Alright, so all I really want from him is the fusion cells. Alright, so I'll give him all of my 5 mil. Yeah, I'll give him that too. Yeah, maybe I'll give him like 100. Yeah. Cool.
There is something bad with that old Museum of Witchcraft near Salem. Why would anyone even go there? Abandoned forever.
Alright, maybe we'll go check that out.
No, Lord. Get it trimmed. You won't regret it.
But you know what, I'll go see this guy too if he's still here. I have a bunch of chems that I can sell.
Here. Anything you need.
Sure. Let's take a look.
Every chem for it.
Alright, what was the random number I said I'd try to keep for? Cool. Oh, he has some of the special mentats too. I think the ones we want are the grape ones though. I think the grape make you smarter for longer or something like that.
Extra, extra. Is your neighbor really human? We have the exclusive.
Yeah, you know what? I was thinking about following the Brotherhood, but maybe I'll get us all the way to Goodneighbor, and then maybe I'll call it there. That could be a good endpoint for this too. It's over there. here we go. Nice, one shot. Build my critical back up against this guy. Alright, legendary rolling pin. Poisoner's hunting rifle. Not great. Not great at all, but that's okay. Frankly, I'm just pumped to see more legendaries pop up. Yeah, one of these times we're bound to find something wicked good. Let's go this way. I kind of want to avoid Trinity Tower for as long as I can. A little bit overkill, but yeah, the library might be somewhere we check out too eventually. Good lord. Guy's just walking around being useless. Yeah, I still don't know. I think I mentioned it in one of the other episodes. There's a place where you can get like a soft lock if you walk through it. And I can't say for sure they ever fixed it, and I don't really want to find out. So I'm going to drop a save just for the heck of it. But I think it was around here somewhere. There was like a certain location or something that was bugged, and you'd walk by it and the whole game would just shut off. I think it was like Monsignor Plaza or something. Man, you've got to love this. If I'm not mistaken, I think this is supposed to be Newberry Street, give or take. It's a street in Boston with like a bunch of cool like stores and brownstones and stuff like that. That was not a good throw. I think this door's locked. Yeah.
Shit's got ambush all over it. Scared, huh? Nothing there now. Shit.
I don't think they'll open it for anything either. I think we have to go... Ooh, what's in there?
Oh. You guys got me stirred up over nothing. So I'm keeping an eye on those mutant freaks over at Trinity, and this guy comes out of nowhere sprinting down the road. Say. Found you, sorry.
Yeah, maybe if we keep finding like decent, sturdy stuff, maybe I'll eventually switch over. I think this is chain too.
I must have a concussion from fucking seeing things. Now you can hide?
It's so weird. How do you...
No need to hide. It'll all be over soon. Shit. Must have scared him off.
Weird. There's like definitely one more guy in here. Yeah, let's get sidetracked. Now you have no head. Okay, cool. I bet this is gonna bring us exactly to where we're trying to get to.
Payback time.
That's a heck of a way to wake up. By bolt action, sniper. Yeah, I'll leave that too. I'll switch to that. Oh, apparently I have 2 of those. Okay, so I'll drop one of those. Okay, I know where we are. We were over there in an earlier episode. Yeah, we walked all the way through this. I remember that's where Swan lives. Yeah, we'll definitely get him back eventually. The State House is really cool. That's a fun place to go. We'll definitely have to check that out too. Ooh. Wow. That was not a bad throw. Yeah, we have Molotovs too, so I'm gonna grab those. This feels like a trap. Oh shit.
What's that?
Yeah, I'm not in the mood to fight them yet. Yeah, I think we want to get below. Want to get below where we are right now? I know there's like a really weird way to get into this place. I think there's only one way in, and it's kind of convoluted. I think I'm going the wrong way, but I'm hoping that I'm going to be pleasantly surprised. Yeah, I guess I could check the map, right? God. we'll just keep going. No reason to stay. I'll throw down a landmine. The old corner bookstore. Yet another place that I would bet my life I've never been to before. Place your boats, folks. Legendary soup ladle. Troubleshooter's metal right arm. That could be good. There's a pretty big robot-focused DLC where you fight a lot of robots, so... This one's turning out to be kind of a long one, so apologies for that, and thank you for sticking around. Oh, good lord. Mass fusion building. Alright, so they don't know I'm here. Ooh, he hit himself with a Molotov. Maybe build up a little bit of a critical on him. Nice, not bad. Fusion cells, those are like the best part of fighting the gunners. 50 caliber bullets. How are we doing on space? Alright, yeah, we have a bunch of stuff that we can carry. Weird. Mutant suicider. Nice. And after all that, we made it to where we're trying to get to, which is great. And we're in caution again. Alright, so I'm going to leave it at that. We made it to Goodneighbor, finally. It was just as difficult to get to as I remember. And I hope you appreciated a change of pace. We'll get back to the story in episode 10, and we'll try to piece together this mystery and find out what's going on. So with that, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.